Hi guys. Hello. We're live. All right, I'm just going to grab a pen before anyone joins in. And then I'm going to say g'day as you're jumping on. I'm a couple of minutes early. And I'm going to make sure that we're all good to go. On Facebook. As you're jumping in, say g'day. Say hello. Get myself organised. Banana rug. Because it's cold in this room. Hello, treasures. Jump in, say hey when you're joining us. Oh, I've got music going. Let's turn that off. Why isn't that stopping? My music? Now we go. Okay, see you later. Hello. Alrighty. I think the sound's all good. All right, it's 8 o'clock. Let's get settled in for our masterclass, guys. How are you? It actually feels like about 3 months since we last had our masterclass on shame. I feel like I haven't taught one for ages. So I'm pumped to do this tonight. I am pumped, but I am aware that some of the mamas will be doing bedtime. And so just going to give them a minute or two. But if you're already with me and you want to, do what you need to do to get comfy, grab a nana rug, grab a cup of tea, grab some essential oils that you want to work with tonight. We're going to start with a little bit of a visualization and meditation just to bring you into your bodies tonight and make sure you're really cozy. If you're on live now, can you just let me know that the sound's okay and the video is okay? Because my reception is always a little bit suspect. It's not the best out here in the country. It's actually not, it's not good anywhere in Australia, is it really? All right, 5 of you are on. Yay, say hello. Who have we got? Jane, Sonia, Ellie, hello, gorgeous ladies. Awesome, okay. So can you just type in the comments if sound is good and video is good, otherwise I'll switch off my Wi-Fi. That would be awesome. Hello, can hear and see you. Great, Stevie, thank you. I hope you've checked your email inbox today, Stevie. There is a little gift, not a little gift, a big gift. Your daughter's human design reading is in your inbox, so you can have a look at that tonight. Yay, Kirsten's here. Welcome to the group, Kirty. Awesome. Yes. So happy to see you. Bianca's joining in. Okay, so hope you're cozy. I was just saying, Nana rug tonight. It's a bit chilly in this room. We're going to start with a bit of a visualization meditation if you wish. Of course, nothing is ever compulsory in the Joy Society, but if you would like to partake in that, get yourself cozy. If you like to use essential oils or crystals or anything else, whatever your woo-woo jam is, go and do that. Get organized, have some water. We're going to be using our brains. We're going to be going through the workbook. tonight. So hopefully you're able to grab that off the Facebook page and either print it or just have a journal, and we'll do some working through of it tonight, and you can take some notes, and then you can have a look at the Masterclass workbook at a later time. But I'd love for you firstly just to put in the comment box, how are you feeling today? What's one word that would sum up how you're feeling today, right now in this moment? I'd love to know and gauge where you guys are all at today. Tired, Jane? Tired, Sonia? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I better keep you all awake during this masterclass, eh? I better not take you too deep in this meditation. You might fall asleep on me. Any other emotions or feelings going on out there? Happy? Bianca's happy. Bit drained today. Is there something going on in the planets today? Yeah. I'm on day 3 of my cycle, and so I have really enjoyed just snuggling up and being quite subdued this week. Still doing lots of inspiring work and coaching and awesome stuff, which I'm loving, but just kind of a slower pace. Grateful, Stevie's grateful, Kirsten's chirpy. That pretty much sums up Kirsten. All right, beautiful. Okay, so for those of you who are feeling tired, I hope that this is a space tonight where you can leave feeling some reinvigoration. If you have essential oils, maybe reach for either some citrus oils or some mint oils to inhale to give you a bit of pep in your step and switch on your brain. The other one to use that's really good is Intune or rosemary oil, basil oil, great for the brain as well. Okay, awesome. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you have the workbook and you were able to find that? If you can't find it, not sure, just type in the comments and we'll help you out. And as I'm going through this, those of you who've been in this group for a while can answer questions as well. I'm going to hit record because we're going to record it for those who can't jump on live, and we'll put it in the membership vault. Awesome. So we are July Masterclass, and tonight we're talking about creating space. Tonight's masterclass is going to be a little bit more practical compared to the last 2 months, because we went pretty deep really fast, right? We went straight into your value set, and then we did a whole month on your shame triggers. Thought we'd probably just lighten it up a little bit this month and do some really practical stuff where you can really kind of start to look at how you can create white space in your day, how you can be very focused on how you use your time, because we all have the same 24 hours in the day. And this is all tying into our book of the month as well, and some of the little tasks we've had set for the month, which has been all about really understanding how to utilize time, how to actually do less and be more, which is just a beautiful space to be in. So I'd love to know how you've gone with those, how you're feeling this month is going. We're halfway through. So feel free through the masterclass tonight to chat in the comments, to share your aha moments, to ask questions, to say, hey, yeah, I really resonate with that. Because we know when we energetically engage with the training online, we type comments, we press the like and the love heart, and we engage, we actually absorb and retain much more information. So it's really easy these days just to have a training going on and also be watching telly and doing the dishes and folding the laundry. I'm going to ask you to come into the space and be really present, because this is our one masterclass a month that you've invested in, and I really want you to get the most out of it. Okay, so tonight we're going to start with a little bit of a visualization meditation. If that feels good to you, do it. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. Just stay present and do what feels right for you. And then we're going to jump into the masterclass content. And I want to leave some time at the end for some questions or some reflections, because there's always really some amazing things that you guys bring up that we can chat about. And as I always say, I'm not the guru on this. I'm just the facilitator and the catalyst for some movement for you guys as well. Okay, so let's get settled in, get comfy, be in a space where you can really get centered on yourself as much as possible. I know a lot of you have little people that may be coming out and crawling all over you, and that's cool. Just be with that and do what you can. If you like aroma, grab some essential oils. I've got the amazing rose oil tonight because I'm just like feeling her vibration right now. And I've got some Melissa oil too. Just put a couple of drops in your hands. And if you don't have your oils, just I want you to close down your eyes and start to take some deep breaths. Just slow and steady, really steady, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just really evenly, just coming in, not forcing the breath, just coming into the breath and into the body. And relax down your mind, relax down your body, unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Unfurrow your brow, raise your eyebrows, and loosen up that forehead that's been maybe a little bit tense and tight. Wriggle out your shoulders, do anything that you need to do just to really release anywhere that you're holding tension. The more you're unaware of your body, the easier it's going to be for you to concentrate your mind on just relaxing. Okay, take another deep breath in and hold it at the top just for a moment, and then release. And again, in through the nose, fill up the lungs, fill up the belly, and hold. And release. Shut down your eyes and imagine all the tension that's leaving your body like a fine grey mist as you breathe out. Breathe in and imagine that fine grey mist leaving your body with the tension as you breathe out. And now, with your mind on, just imagine a really large white ball of light moving towards you slowly. And that white light comes closer and closer and gets larger and larger until it is surrounding you completely, covering you completely, like you're walking into a cloud. This large white ball of light encourages you to let go of all your thoughts, all your emotions, and to just totally and deeply relax. From the tips of your toes to the top of your head, relaxing, more and more fully relaxed. And just feel that beautiful cloud of white, all-consuming light wrapping around you. You are now surrounded by white light, and this is a shield. It protects you. It glows with the love of the divine. And as you accept the white light into yourself, breathing it in through your nose, into your mind, into your heart, into your understanding. You are committing with the deep, rich source of all life, of all love. The white light symbolizes a divine source of love that knows no boundaries, protects all beings, and protects everyone in a wonderful, warm, supportive way. It protects you from harm at all times. It is a white light armor, this bright, shining light. This armor is yours to command, to put on and to use if and when you decide that you will accept, you will call, that you will use this white light of armor. You say to yourself, I accept this white light protection, and this protection surrounds you. Now visualize your loved ones. See them in your mind. Extend that beautiful cloud, that white armor out to every one of your relatives, of your friends, your loved ones. See it as the mightiest force in the entire universe. The most radiant white armor around them, protecting them. It protects your loved ones against any form of bad thoughts, negativity, worry, or anything that could hurt or harm them. Visualize that light swirling around them, having been called into place at this time. Should you have a friend or a loved one that needs any form of healing, whether it be emotional or physical, you may now just visualize that person and send a beautiful white cloud of protection out to them. This white light protects all who ask. It seeks to support and give divine love to all who ask. You may send this cloud of white light right out around the entire universe to all the places right now that you feel may need protection, to all the people you may wish to send all your thoughts of love to. Take that white light with you on your journey day to day. Accept the white light of protection, the protection of the divine. And breathe that white light in through your nostrils. Allow it to fill up every part of your body. Feel its warmth. See its glow. And take 5 breaths in and out to allow that feeling of protection to settle into your body. And slowly and calmly and easily begin to return to your awareness. Wriggle your fingers, move your toes, and gently open your eyes. And remember that you will be protected by the great divine white spirit, the great white light of love. And come back into the room. Oh, great. You're all still here. I find it really strange doing meditations to a screen. But I hope you feel warm and protected and love emanating as we dive into this masterclass. So thank you for sharing that with me. I hope that that was a beautiful little practice and you can do during a day when you're feeling tense, nervous, anxious, tired, drained. Tap into source. Source is different for everybody. For some people, it's God. For some people, it's energy. Okay, I'd love to know how you found that in the comments. All right, let's go into our work for tonight, our little space of exploration. Let me get my notes up. Just working through the workbook tonight, really. So if you were able to get the workbook early this afternoon when I posted up, you may have had a flick through. There is an exercise there, an initial exercise around creating some space to sit and reflect on where you are right now in your world. Ah, beautiful. Thanks, Bianca and Jane. Yeah, nice. So, you know, I bang on all the time about intentionality, about consciously creating your life. It has to be a conscious decision every day to work through our subconscious thoughts and reprogram the imprinting and the conditioning that has happened to us over our lifetime. So intentionality is so important. And I've got a little quote on that page. When we intentionally create space in our lives and make space to intentionally decide how to live it, our life will change, right? So when we intentionally create space in our lives, so what I want to say to this is, so many of us, and this was me until I decided to totally change how I lived every aspect of my life. So many of us walk through our lives just saying, I don't have time. Does anyone say that? Pop that in the comments or give me a thumbs up. You know, I don't know where the days go. I don't have time to do everything I want to do. My days get gobbled up. And it was, you know, and I used to say this when my boys were little as well. And yes, they are time-consuming little people that are so dependent. But it also was a bit of a BS excuse for me not to get intentional and not to start saying, actually, there is time that I have in my day. I'm choosing to use it maybe by scrolling Instagram, or I'm choosing to use it in whatever way, but I'm not intentionally, like I'm not actually going, I want to carve out time and making that happen. And I've seen a few comments that are really similar to this on the page about, you know, how do I find time to do things? Well, it's not like you walk around and, oh, there's some time on the ground, I found some and here I'm going to have that. You have to make the time. You have to carve it out and be very, very intentional that you're going to do that. And so we're going to work through today like a toolkit of different ways you can create more space in your life, get very intentional about how you use your time. And depending on your personality, your human design, your life circumstances, you're going to take what you want and use it now, and you might tuck away a few of the other tools for later. Now, some of you I know have done quite a lot of this workshop work with me before. It was called Frazzled to Focus. So it is very similar, but what I'm going to ask you to do if you've done this workshop before with me is to have a think about what you implemented from the last workshop, the first time you did it. What did you actually implement? Did you stick with it, or what happened there? Did you sabotage it? Did it just kind of fall by the wayside? Did you start to allow other people to take up more time in your life? Did you stop saying no to things? You know, what was the barrier there? I'm also going to say that I really want to encourage you to maybe pull a new tool out of this workshop to try if there's something that you didn't try last time. So I know it might be like, oh, I've heard this, but please know we need to hear things about 24 times these days for it to actually integrate and settle in and land. All right. So there is a section in the workbook to really sit and reflect on where you are at right now. There's some prompt questions in there. And so we're going to do this live on the masterclass too. If you want to type your answers into the comment box, then we can have a play with this. Otherwise, journal it out. So if you take a bird's eye view of your life right now, like we get a snapshot right now, what are you loving currently about your daily flow of activities? Let's take an average day in your life. What are the things that are really working? It's so important to celebrate and look at the things that are working. Not everything is crap and shit and doesn't work, right? What do you already love? What is working for you? And then you want to look at where are the struggle areas? Where are the hard bits? Where are the bits that push you to your edge? Where are the trigger points? All right. So you can spend a little bit of time with that. And as I said, type it into the comments if you want to get a bit of feedback on that or share, just so you can be witnessed in that space, which is really powerful. So Stevie's been using the brain dumping when feeling overwhelmed. Yeah, social media is and can be a really beautiful space, but it can be a massive time suck. Absolutely. I delete mine regularly when I need to get stuff done. Okay, so what are the things that are working well? What are the struggle points in your day? Where are the tension points? Where are the points? Where are the times in the day where you feel more stressed? Is it in the mornings before school drop off? Is it at night when you still have a huge to-do list and you sit down and all you really want to do is just take some time out and read or have a bath or watch some telly, and you've got this huge to-do list and you get really anxious about the next day? What are your struggle points? What are your good flowing kind of activities? Yeah, cool. So Ellie's loving her morning routines at the moment. Beautiful. Fabulous. And then there's a question in there about when do you beat yourself up for being less than or not enough or not doing enough? So this is language I used to say all the time. I just feel like I'm just not doing enough. And, you know, I would compare myself to other people, to other, the Instagram mums, where their house is always spotless and like the food is always amazing and their kids just, and I know rationally it is not reality, but when that's coming in, remember that subconscious programming, when you're constantly having that image put in your brain, of course you're going to compare yourself to that marker. So where are you doing that? Where are you going, I am less than because I don't get this done? Where are you beating yourself up with a big stick? Yeah, still struggling with cooking dinner, Ellie. Well, we maybe need to look at some possibilities here. Are they doing Uber Eats at the moment in Melbourne with lockdown? Probably not. Afternoons are my struggle times. I have got to be more organized. So we're going to talk about language there. Got to be more organized. Do you have to be more organized? Do you feel like you should be more organized, or do you want to be more organized? So language is our house of being. Language is so, so important. So let's look at how we're talking to ourselves in this section. So this is just a real quick brain dump out onto a page to get a snapshot of where you are now. The reason I'm asking you to do this is because for the next few weeks, and I mean ongoing after this masterclass, when you start to implement some of the strategies that you want to pull out of this toolkit that are going to teach you tonight, I want you to do a snapshot in 30 days and 60 days and see where you're at. Some of the girls that did this course was that May? It feels like about 6 months ago, but hey, this year doesn't really feel like it has linear time. It's interesting to see how already May, June, July, no, it must have been earlier than that, but that, things have fallen away. So this just gives you a snapshot, and you might be able to look at it in 30 days and go, yeah, right, I'm actually loving this and this still, but I've added in, my afternoons feel a lot more organized now because I've added in a couple of things. So it's really important to have benchmarks to kind of aim for, milestones and snapshots, because it makes you go, yay, I'm moving forward. All right. The word should, Sonia's just wrote I want to and I should. I wish should was crossed out of the dictionary. I hate the word, and hate is a strong word, I know. But I just always say to people, stop shooting on yourself. Don't shoot on yourself. It's not good. Not good. It doesn't help you. April. Yeah, struggle with energy levels, beat myself up for not being the mum I want to be. So much pressure. Oh, I really feel you. Yeah. And energy is huge. So if you have hormonal imbalance, if you're not nourishing your body as well as you could be, not should be, could be. If you're not getting great sleep because you still have little ones that wake up 10 times a night, or you're a shift worker, or you've got high levels of stress, if your body is not functioning well, of course, that's going to impact on your motivation. So that is something absolutely you need to explore and figure out what's going on there. Okay, we're not going to get into that tonight, but it is a huge part of it. I know, as someone who has had anemia for a number of years, that when I'm tired, it's harder. Everything's harder. So vitamin S. Now I want to jump in to a little bit before we get into sort of the tools around human design. So if you know your human design, awesome. If you don't, there is a brand new website I'm sending people to get their graph, because it's got a bit more detail in it, which is really exciting. And it's called myhumandesign.com with Jenna Zoe. She's a human design expert. And so I've added a page into your workbook. It looks like this, because I want to talk about understanding your unique energy blueprint around being organized. Because for some of us, we will love routine, and some of us, we will do better with a much more relaxed flow to our day. So I want to teach you a couple of things you can look at on your chart to understand what might suit you. And I want to give you an example. So everything that I teach you tonight, you need to run through that filter of your human design blueprint, because not everything I teach you will work for you. And when I do a reading for someone and I say something like, well, I'll use this example. So Erica is someone on Instagram. We're friends on Instagram, and she was posting up that she's really struggling with a routine with her business. Like, she's tried doing planners and content planners and what she should put on Instagram every single day, and she's mapped it all out. She goes, by day 3, I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore, and I just want to flow and kind of do what feels good. And she's posting about it, and I said to her, because I know she's got a human design chart, look at your top arrows. So on your human design chart, the top arrows are what we call your determination variable. If your top left arrow points to the left, it means you will thrive with a bit more routine in the way you nourish yourself. When we talk about nourishment, it's not just about food, but it can be. But it's also about how you set up your day, how you digest information, how you learn. So a bit more routine is going to be it's going to feel better for you if your top left arrow is pointing to the left. If it's pointing to the right, you're going to be much more go with the flow. You're going to be like, what do I feel like doing right now? What do I feel like doing today? And you'll still get your activities done over the day, but it's going to be a lot less structured. So that was hugely helpful for me to understand that I need to flow. I've tried to do routines my whole life. And so, for example, I'll do a whole week of getting up at 5:30 and journaling and meditating and doing all the things. And then the next week I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to sleep in. And I used to beat myself up about that. I'm like, why can't you be consistent? This works for you. Keep it going. You're flailing around. You're a bit flighty, Carly. No, that's just my human design. That just works for me. Okay, so great point, Jane, if you feel like routine works for you and your arrow is pointing right, it could be conditioning. It could be that you've just been told that that's what you have to do. So you just play with it. That's the beauty of human design. It's an experiment. So just play with it. See if you can have a general idea for your day, but go with the flow about what feels good for you. Especially if you're a generator or a manifesting generator, you need to be responding to outside cues, not initiating. So You'll learn lots more about that in your reading. The second thing to look at is to follow your authority and strategy, which I kind of just touched on there. So your authority and strategy are so key when looking at how you organize or flow in your day. So if you're a generator and manifesting generator, you really need to surrender to where your energy wants to go. And so there's no shoulds here. It is, do I want to have a rest now? Do I want to go for a walk? Do I want to play a game? Do I want to write this business proposal? Do I want to, I don't know, do I want to have lunch now? Even those sorts of things. And listening to your sacral, your gut response, or listening to your emotional authority, and doing that as much as you can within the realm of, like, I know some of you work in office spaces and things like that. So don't know that you can just always dictate your day, but have a play with it and notice what happens when you do that. You will feel calmer, more relaxed. You'll still get, promise you, you'll still get stuff done. I still get everything done, but I check in. Do I want to do this now? Do I want to go for a walk now? Or do I want to do this now? And if you're doing work you love and things you love, it should be easy. Now, if you're a projector, you need a lot of rest every single day. So scheduling back-to-back appointments all day will burn you out. So just knowing that's going to be really, really important for you. Manifestors, you'll have moments of big energy. You'll have periods of time where you're wanting to be organized and get stuff done. And then you're going to have big periods where you want to rest and hibernate. And that's your energetic blueprint, and that is perfect for you. So you can really feel when you start pushing against where, you know, what you need to be doing energetically. So I really wanted to bring that in, because when I coach women one-on-one, there is no point me saying, well, you need to get up at 5 o'clock, you need to journal, you need to stretch, you need to do yoga, you need to meditate, and then, you know, and then have breakfast. And that's what you need to do, because that is going to set your day up, if that's not their energetic blueprint. Because they're going to do it for a couple of days, they're going to stop doing it, and they're going to get stuck in the failure cycle. All right. So let me just check some comments here. Yes, so it all ties in, Ellie. So your determination variable ties in with your authority and your strategy, and you will just learn what fits for you in different situations. All right. I'm learning to tune into what I need and want in the moment, but this also ties into being a projector with limited energy resources. Well done, girlfriend. You've been studying those. So you're about, you know, your streets ahead, which is amazing. So keep doing that. Incredible. Okay. So I wanted to put that in here because I'm going to talk to you about a time tracker. And for some of you, you'll go, I don't want to do that. That seems really crap. That does not feel good. And I want you just to play with this, okay, and explore what would feel good. The whole point of a time tracker is to give you an idea of how you're spending your time, because most women, when I talk to them about what they do in their day, say, well, I'm always busy. I'm always at work. I never get time to myself. Excuse me. And language, let's talk about language. If you ever say never, I never get this, or I always get this, I always know that that's not true, and that there's some truth somewhere in the middle here. So now I've got a tickle in my throat. Sorry, guys. Okay, so tracking your time really just helps you gain perspective on your life. What is true? What is not? These stories that I keep saying about I never have time to play with my kids, or I never have time with my husband or partner, or I'm always working, or I'm always slacking off and I never get anything done. A time tracker will really hone in on whether that's actually true or not, because you'll actually see how many hours you work, how many hours you care for children, how many hours you connect with your loved ones. You'll see it in a tracker, and you'll clearly see what your priorities really are. So where you're spending your time. What I also love about this activity is that time feels richer when you're logging it. It's tangible. It doesn't just slip through your fingers, because you're really consciously and intentionally, goodness me, choosing to see how you're spending your time. So a time log can really lead to a lot of incredible change for people that this works for. So the steps for this are in your workbook. All right. I encourage you, if you want to give this a crack, to complete the time tracker over a week. So to have one per day printed out. You can even just use your diary. If your diary is quite, has small time gaps, so like half an hour or even 15-minute time gaps, because you actually want to track in half an hour blocks what you've done. And no one's going to see this. No one's going to judge this. Be honest. So this really calls out your bullshit, because if you say, my mornings are stressful, getting out of the house, getting everyone ready, getting whatever you do in the mornings, right? And getting to your job or getting the kids to school, whatever you do, and you're like, oh, my mornings are so stressful. You're creating that reality because you're vibrating that out into the universe. So you're creating your reality with your language, guys. You're gonna learn so much about this in the coming months, about the power of your words and your intentions. So you're saying that my mornings are stressful. They're so crazy. I just feel really anxious in the mornings. And then you track your time and you see that you wake up and you spend 15 minutes scrolling Instagram and Facebook and catching up on social media. And then you have your shower, you get dressed, and then you go out to your kitchen and you make your breakfast. But while you make your breakfast, again, you're on your phone, you're scrolling. You just, you're not paying full attention, paying full price. We've talked about in the last week. So you're doing a million different things at once, and then something spills, and then you're tracking it, right? You're tracking it. And so it's really confronting, because you can go, oh, I say I don't have all this time, but I actually waste it up to an hour, or I waste 40 minutes, or I waste half an hour in the morning doing something that I just don't need to be doing then, that I could be doing later on. Does that make sense? It gets you really, really, really clear. So complete your tracker, half an hour blocks, how you're spending your time. Another great thing in conjunction with this is to track your phone time. So I have a little tracker on my phone, and it tells me how many hours a day I am on my phone. That's huge to be able to shine a light on that and acknowledge that. And so for me, it was really, obviously I work a lot on my phone, but there's a lot of time I'm not. So I've really had to train myself to go into Instagram, do my posts, and get out. And the way I've done that is I've actually unfollowed loads of people, because for me, it's a business tool. It is a connection and a community tool, absolutely. But I was scrolling through things that I didn't need to scroll through. I don't need to see. So I've narrowed my focus on there. I delete the app when I've done the post so that I can focus on my kids or my work and my other projects and my coaching clients. Like, you have to get really freaking clear, but I couldn't do that until I saw how much time I was spending. So the step 2 for the tracker is to then look at that and celebrate the wins, the things you're doing really great already, where you are focused, where you are productive, where you are getting what you would like to get done. All right, so we always celebrate first. What do you like about what you've done? And then the question is, well, what do I want to do more of? Right? What do I want to do more of in that time frame? I want to do more reading. I want to do more self-care. Oh my gosh, I've got a whole hour on a Wednesday night. I want to do a dance class, or I want to do an art class, or I want to, call a girlfriend because we're in isolation. A different girlfriend. You can make better choices because you have the data. And then what do you want to do less of? What did you notice that you did that was inefficient, or for you in your language might be time wasting? What did you do that you want to do less of? Okay. Another question that I love is, where do you feel like you spend too much time for little return? Right? So you're really not getting further along with your goal, building your hobby or your business, or doing your hobbies or building your business. You're not getting, you're saying you want more time with your spouse or your family members, but because you're spending time over here, you're not able to spend it here, because we only have 24 hours a day, right? And are you getting enough of a return from where you're spending it? So important. How much of your week is spent in distraction or mindless activity? Now, when I say that, I am all for white space. We're going to talk about that. I am all for times when you're not doing anything. We need downtime. But what I mean, maybe better language around that would be, where are you numbing out? How much of your week is spent numbing out? So, for some people that I coach, we add up and they spend 5 or 6 hours a week smoking cigarettes outside or sitting on the back deck drinking. And that's fine if that feels good, if that is in alignment with their goals and is congruent with their values, but they're not. They look at this and go, oh my God, that's so much time that I could be investing in my business or investing, in my loved ones, or spending time doing a hobby or getting fit, or like all these goals that they have. But when we get really clear with our time tracker, it's obvious and it kind of smacks you in the face. All right. Now, how many hours then? Add it up. Look at that tracker over a week. Well, how many hours do you actually have time? If you claim it back from the mindless activity and the numbing and the scrolling on social media, how many hours is that? We only have so many hours in our lives, guys. Like, we need to make them intentional. And I'm not saying that it's doing, because you actually might decide, I do have half an hour in the morning to sit and read and journal or meditate and just be. I actually do love my half an hour at night to watch the sunset on my balcony and just have silence. That's important to me. But it's where you feel like you're leaking your time and you claim it back. And you might go, oh my God, I've got an extra 8 hours a week. That's a whole work day, right? So you want to really look out for whether you're spending your time intentionally in ways that are important to you or you're not. Okay, so that's my first tip, is to sort of really get clear on how you're spending your time. All right. And a beautiful question that I ask myself quite often, this might help you guys, is I stop mid activity sometimes and I think, does this support the type of life I want to create? Does this, oh my God, where did that 20 minutes go, support the type of life I'm creating? Does that support my goals? It's a good question to ask. We're going to welcome in Vicky. Vicky's just joined us. Hey, honey. So there is a calendar. Like a calendar with half an hour increments from 5:30 a.m. until 9:30 at night, if you want to print that off. But as I said, just use your diary. All right, so we're going to jump into your dream week. So this will be a little bit of a reflective practice for you right now. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper and a pen, or grab the workbook if you've printed that off. I'm going to go till about 9:30 tonight, guys, giving you all my best stuff. I'm going to spend some more time with you. Okay, so the dream week. So this is a space for you to start to open up to the idea, the possibility that you could design your days and create the life that you want to live every single day. I love this activity, and I created this activity because I reckon I could count on one hand how many women have been able to say to me straight away when I say to them, what's your dream day look like? What does your dream week look like? There's only probably 3 or 4 people in the 10 years I've been coaching that have been able to go, well, I'd wake up at this time and I'd be here and I'd do this and I'd see these people. And most women look at me like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can create my own life? What do you mean? I don't know what my dreams are. I don't know what I want. And this is probably one of the things that breaks my heart the most, because I want you to remember 5-year-old you who had dreams, right? I mean, I ask my kids who are 6 and 8, like, if you could do anything today, what would you do? Oh my gosh, Mum, we'd ride quad bikes in the mud, and then we'd go get whatever for lunch, fish and chips usually for lunch, or sushi, and then we'd go to the lolly shop, and like they can just reel it off. But I ask an adult woman and she shuts down and goes, I don't know. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes now to not think from here, to think from here. Think from here, feel from here, sink into your heart, remove all the shoulds, remove any pressures, remove responsibilities, the must-dos, the to-dos, the things you hate doing, and just free flow write your dream week. There is no money limit. There is no location limit. You can be anything. Let's let loose and have 5 minutes to journal this out. Let's do it. Let's do it. While you're doing that, I'm going to plug my phone in to charge. Oh, sorry, Bianca. You can do either week or day, whatever feels good to you. I say week only because I just feel like it opens up more for women if we say week. Just let me know when you're done. Okay, if you want to share anything that was really exciting, anything that you're like, oh, like I didn't know that was in me. That's pretty cool. Like, I want to wake up on a yacht in the Bahamas and start the morning swimming in the ocean and then have breakfast, like a tropical, I don't know. Anyway, what's exciting? You tell that's one of my goals. Share something, just one thing that excited you when you wrote it down. And it's probably going to be a feeling of, oh, Can I have that? Can I wish for that? Can I want that? Can I actually step into a space where I believe I'm worthy of that? There might be a bit of a moment. All right, I'm going to wait for those to come in. I hope you guys are all still madly writing. So fun. And once that dam kind of breaks, it's so cool to journal this out. I want to touch on the importance of intentionally creating your life and using the law of attraction to step into that space as often as possible. So your brain does not know the difference between something that you're imagining and something that's happening in reality. And when you can sit in a space, calm down your body and your mind, like we did with that meditation at the start of the masterclass, and picture where you want to be, picture on the yacht, in the bush, at the beach, with family, doing something you love. If you actually imagine it and feel that, and then bring in the feeling of that, and you stay in that space for as long as possible, that's really what meditation is about. Your brain starts to fire differently. You create different neurons, and you actually vibrate out into the world a new frequency. And the source and the universe starts to go, oh, okay, this is new. She's experiencing this, so we're going to give her more of that. The law of attraction. You attract what you feel. That's in a nutshell. It is a huge topic, and I believe in my soul that this is how you create lives that you love. But if you can do that every day, you can read this down, you can journal out, this is my dream day, and I did this, and I went here, and I felt this, and I ate this, and I smelled this, and I heard this, and you make this something that you feel in your body. This universe, the atoms, the energy will start to bring this to you. It is powerful, ladies. It's powerful to get control of your mind and to be able to start imagining a different future. So Ali, I'm just watching my hand going nuts. Sorry. Energy work. I direct energy in my hands. It's very distracting. Ali's shared, one new thing was having the freedom to work from home and meet with people sporadically rather than working in an office. Maybe a consultant type role and being recognized for my skills and sought out. Yes, projector. Yes. So how can you step into that space more and more? Even if it's not happening in reality, how can you imagine that in the mornings, in the afternoons, in the evenings? How do you feel? How does that feel if you were able to do that? The more you picture that, the more you line that energy up, that vibration out into the universe, the more the universe wants to give you all what you want. The universe has no agenda. The universe doesn't go and source. When I say universe, I say that's source or energy or God. There's no agenda. It's all love. It wants you to have everything you want. But we send mixed messages, right? So, oh yeah, I'd love to work from home and, be my own boss or be a consultant. But source sees you going to an office every day. So it goes, oh, but you want that because that's what you're doing every day. You know those stories where people say, I just risked it all. I just quit my job. I just trusted source. I just trusted it would happen. And it does, because you actually make the decision. You cut the cord. You show God, source, universe, higher self, whatever you believe in, you show that you're serious, right? So this dreaming is just a little step actually starting to open up, as I said, because I know a lot of you, this is really, really new and quite scary sometimes. Just going, oh, could I want more? could I actually start to lean into wanting more? Yes, you can. Right? I picture that there's like a closed door in front of all of us, and behind it is source energy just saying, I want to give you all this, but you keep putting this door in front of me. Yeah. You can do that, Ali. You can do that. Make that happen. You can do that. You can decide like that to change it. Stevie, I used to ride horses a lot as a kid and love the feeling of freedom and joy it gave me. So that in my week, that would be my dream. Yeah. So how do you make that happen? A weekend of exercise, yoga, massage, eating, swimming in the ocean, somewhere warm, bliss. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. So as this starts to fall out of you, like it, as I said, it's like a dam. If you've not allowed yourself to dream for a long time, or you've had your dreams shut down, or you've just piled a lot of hard, heavy adult responsibility stuff on you, and you don't have excitement in your life, this will be hard. I'm going to encourage you, if it felt a little bit good, just a little bit, to do this every day. Have a notepad and pen beside your bed in the morning, and before you touch your phone, before you consume, create, write it out. My dream day. And write it in the present tense. Today, I will do this. Today, I am doing this. Today, I'm going to. And like it's happening, right? It's like writing a story, but the more you do it, the more will flow, the more that comes out, the more you're sending out the vibration that this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. Does this make sense, guys? Please tell me if this isn't landing, if it seems too esoteric and too woo-woo, but I see this all the time, getting very, very, very clear with who you are and what you want, and what your desires are and what your dreams are. And then I see lives shift. But you have to be very intentional and manifest the shiter out of it, right? So every morning, I wake, I exercise, I then go to yoga, I have a massage, I eat divine, succulent, juicy, and get really detailed tropical fruits, and then I go for a swim in the warm blue crystal ocean, and like really make it juicy. How exciting. I'm loving all the love hearts. So cool. Thank you for sharing, guys. Love it. And if over the next few days you're just like amped about that and you love what you've written, share it in the group, and we'll all cheer on. And then we'll all celebrate you when you create that in the future. All right, let's mosey on to how to say no and mean it. Now, why have I got this in this masterclass? Because it's all about creating space. So we're going to get really clear on our time, how we're using it, and where we do have space in our world where we maybe thought we didn't. We want to get really clear on our kind of dreams and our goals, and that's becoming spacious, right? That's seeing where we actually want to head and what we want to bring in and create into our world. But we also now need to stop saying no to everything so that we have time. And I put this in here because I know that all of you are people pleasers, and I am a reformed people pleaser. And we say yes, right? Like, yeah, I'll help you. Yes, I'll join that committee. Yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll go there. So this is a chance for you to reflect on what are you doing right now in your life that you really don't want to be doing. And this is a safe space to be honest. So no feelings will be hurt. Yeah. No judgments. Am I frozen? No, I'm good. No, like just write it out. What are you doing now that you don't want to be doing? And I'd love to know in the comments if you feel up to sharing, because I struggle to come up with examples now, because I don't do anything that I don't want to do aside from cooking dinner for my family and doing the dishes, which I am working really hard on being able to have someone I would pay someone every night to just come and do dishes. I hate them that much. So I'd love to know from you, what are you doing? I'm going to try and dip into some of my coaching clients and what they keep telling me. Well, a lot of them are going to jobs that they hate. Bang. Some of them are caring for elderly parents where they feel obliged to, but they don't want to. And that's hard for them to admit, because then they feel like, oh, I should be a good daughter. And yeah, like, this is just about owning. What are you doing that you don't want to be doing? Are you a serial committee joiner? Is there an element of your business or like, if you're self-employed, I know some of you are self-employed, is an element of your business that you don't want to be doing? Like, I had a huge list of things I didn't enjoy doing in my business. I enjoy people and talking and coaching. I don't enjoy spreadsheets and profit and loss and that side of it. So I hired a VA to do it, because I was never doing it. So tell me in the comments, this is such a powerful exercise to help you step into your power. Because what we want to look at here are, what are the shame stories that come up for you when you think about saying no to things that you don't want to do? What does that bring up? Right then, when I said that, what do you feel in your body? Oh, if I said no to things that I didn't want to do, what? Insert answer. Things I hear: I won't be liked. My family will get angry with me. Well, if I didn't go to the job that I hate every day, then how would I make money? And there's a fear there. There's a block, right? I won't be the good girl. I won't be the good daughter. I won't be included in groups. The mums at school will think that I don't care about my kids' sport if I don't join the committee or do canteen duty or whatever. What are some of the feelings that come up when you go, oh, if I said no to that, what would happen? Yeah, Stevie, perfect example. Perfect example. So I do social media for a friend, and although she pays me, I find it takes up too much time. I feel guilty when I haven't done a post, and there's a shoulda. I feel I'm doing a disservice to myself and my friend. Yeah, so it's unclear. It's wishy-washy. There's going to be an energy around that that's not positive. So I want to empower you to be able to say very respectfully, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this. It served a purpose when I said yes, but it does not fit in with or feel good, or I'm not able to show up, and I'm going to say, I'm going to let you know I don't want to do it anymore, so you can find somebody else. It's got to be clear. It's got to be really, really clear. Not, I'm just not enjoying it, and maybe I could just do one every now and then. No. What do you want? You don't want to do it anymore. Say that. I don't want to do it anymore. It served its purpose. Thank you for the opportunity. Please find someone else to do it. Because if you stay in that space of doing things out of obligation, out of fear, right? You are breaking your promises to yourself. You are saying to yourself that you need to come second to that friend, or second to your family, or second to the mums at school, right? And you're constantly telling yourself that your needs and wants are not worthy. They're not enough. Your needs and wants aren't enough, right? Say no to yourself before you say no to someone else. And this is what we're taught, especially women, nurturing, giving, self-sacrificing, being a martyr. This is what we've been role modeled, generally from the women in our lives. So saying no respectfully is a skill. It's a skill, and I don't get it right every time still, but it is something that you have to flex. You have to be very, very, very good at it. And Brene Brown says, clear is kind, unclear, unkind. The other person will be feeling your energy around it and be like, oh, I kind of feel like she doesn't want to be here, or she doesn't want to do that anymore. What's that about? And then she'll have her own issues about being confronting and challenging and asking, and it will just stay murky. I want you to think about a situation that you've said yes to, and then how you felt in showing up to that. Like, yeah, I'll host everyone for, I don't know, the end of season footy breakup at our house because I didn't do it last year, so I should do it now. Yeah, okay, I'll have everyone over for dinner. And then leading up to that dinner or that event, how are you feeling? And then how are you going to be at that event? There's probably going to be resentment. And I'm so proud of a friend of mine tonight. We went for a walk while our boys were at footy training, and she said, you'll be so proud of me. My mother-in-law asked if I would take over this job in their business, and instead of saying yes, which I would normally do, I said, can I think about it? Excuse me. She said, I'm not going to say yes right now. Can I think about it overnight? And I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, I don't want to do it. Great. Clear is kind. Clear is kind. I've got to stop talking soon. My voice is going. I've been talking way too much today. And I'm not sick. I've just got a tickle in my throat. So dry. All right. Beautiful. So saying no, what feelings come up for you when you think about saying no? Do you go cold? Do you go hot? Do you get do you blush? Do you feel sick and have a knot in your stomach? Does it get cut off here? So many women I work with have their throat chakra blocked, speaking their truth. So do you get a lump in your throat? Really notice this, because they are red flags and signs that you're doing something that you don't want to be doing, and you're going against everything in your being that's saying, I don't want to do this. So I'm going to give you permission, which you don't need from me, but you might need from me. I'm going to give you permission to stop putting yourself second. Start doing what you want to be doing. Lead your life. Be happy in your life. Make conscious, intentional choices, and that will ripple out to your friends and family. I now get friends that say to me, I used to find it really confronting because you were very clear on yes and no's. Now I freaking admire it, and I wish I could have a bit more of that. Like, how do you do that? Sorcery. Like, I just got really tired of saying yes and then feeling like my energy was drained and zapped. And I did not want to live my life feeling obliged and doing the shoulds. If I go and hang out with a friend, it's because I really want to hang out with that friend. If I join a group or a committee, it's because I really want to do it, not because I think I should. It's a total different energy, and I bring a different energy to that space. Is that landing for you guys? Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. And if you happen to be raising little humans, this is so important to role model to them, especially your girls, because we have been raised in a society where girls don't say no. Or if they do say no, it's not a real no, and it's overridden. I could go on to that for a long time, but I'm not going to move on. So Ali, my area of weakness for saying no is work. Funnily enough, the universe has stepped in with my hours being capped. So I'm now aware of my capabilities with those hours, wherefore I would say yes, 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 and work ridiculous hours to get it done. Yeah. So I'll just build their dream, or I'll build that business, and I'll do for everyone else, but I'll keep saying no to me. Yeah. The universe is stepping in a shite ton this year, guys. It's making people stop, listen. What do you really want? How do you want to spend your time? Life is short, guys. Like, the universe is, the guides are sending us this message very clearly this year. All right. What I'd like for you to do there, just to wrap up that, is to think about some words that feel comfortable to use when you say no. Have a play with how you could say no if you've got a decision to make, or you know that there's, someone that keeps asking so much of you. Next time you're there, what could you say? Write them down. Start practicing them. It's a muscle you have to flex. Okay. If you need any help with that, write it into the group space or DM me, private message me, and I'll help you with that too. Because what I often see is it's a half no, and it's really still unclear. It's a bit like if I get an email from someone who says, would you like to, I'd really love to interview you on my podcast, and I'm a no, but I say, oh, thanks so much for the offer. That's great. Look, I'm a bit busy at the moment. So maybe get back to me in a few weeks. I need to say no. It's a no from me. Thank you so much. I hope you find someone to interview. They go away being very clear. I've been very, very clear. They won't email me in 3 weeks' time asking me again. Does that make sense? So sometimes we do a half no and it's still a bit like, was that a no or yes? I'm not really sure. So write them down and have a practice. Now, the next task in your workbook is about multitasking. Now, we've done a bit of this over the last couple of weeks, so I'm not going to go into this in great detail, but you'll remember when I talked about on Monday how multitasking actually makes us dumber, and also impacts our brain, our emotional area of our brain, our area of our brain that, sorry, my brain's gone because it's past 9 o'clock, that manages our empathy and our behavior, right? So the book that we've been reading this month, there's heaps on that in multitasking. So really have a look at and explore where you're multitasking. Are you paying full price and really giving your attention to one thing at a time? Just something to work on. Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk about white space and a couple of ways that are helpful to prioritize your to-do list that you may not have thought of, and then we'll have some question and aha moment sharing. Beautiful, Jane. That's amazing. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not sure when I'll be coming to visit you. It doesn't feel right for me right now. Beautiful. Clear. Honest. And did that feel like you were just loving on yourself and honoring yourself? Did you feel that? Like, oh my God, I chose me first. I hope so. That's amazing. Well done. Well done. All right, let's look at your day, getting your day prioritized. So creating space, part of that, I believe, is to be productive in the times you want to get stuff done. Like, we all have jobs that we have to do. We all have things on our to-do list, which if you know me by now, I hate to-do lists. And earlier this week, we worked on our incompletes, and I had some feedback from a couple of you that was a really great way for you to look at that list and those items on that list that you just keep putting off, and I'll do that next week, and that can roll over and it just stays there. And that's an energy leak, because it takes more energy to think about that every single week than just to get it done. And so I gave you the task or the challenge to write down 5 things in your personal life that you need to wrap up that loop, and 5 things in work or business or career. And so some of you found that really helpful. I just want to talk a little bit more about a couple of other tools that I've used and do use at times. So the first one is brain dumping. So brain dumping, and I think Stevie said that that's been really helpful when she's been overwhelmed. So brain dumping, I just get a blank piece of paper, because oh my God, how freaking awesome is a blank piece of paper, right? With nothing on it yet. So refreshing and clear. And I put it across in there. So you got 4 sections. And then put 4 areas of your life where you have things that you need to get done, right? So it could be family, It could be household or home life. It could be, I'm going to encourage you to have self stuff for you. Self, what do you need to do for you? And it could be then work or career or, right? So you can kind of play around with what they are. For me, it's family. So it's like, right, what do the kids need? What does Paul need? Extended family, it's home, household stuff. It's what am I doing for myself and what am I doing for my business? So you have it in 4 and you just brain dump out the things in those areas that need to be done. And you try to have it even, like you're not just focusing on work, right? Because that's when we get unstuck. I'm seriously losing my voice. Okay. So you might put, right, home life. I really need to clean up that Tupperware drawer because it's like a leak, an energy leak, because I keep thinking about it, and every time I open the Tupperware drawer, it gets jammed. So I'm going to do that. We want to, replant the pots out the front. We need to fix the door, and we need to renegotiate our home loan, whatever. Self, you know what? I need to go to the dentist. I need to have a pap smear, like all the things that you don't do to care for yourself, right? I want to book in that art class. I want to do yoga. So I'm going to book that class in, right? I'm going to make that happen. Business and work will be obviously whatever's specific to you. And then, family, I need to buy that birthday present. I was going to say, book that restaurant for a party. Maybe not so much now. I really need to FaceTime our grandparents because we haven't talked to them for ages. And so you just note them down. So it's a very different energy just to a long, never-ending to-do list that makes you feel like you're never getting on top of it. It's like, okay, cool. Got the 4 areas of my life. I've got a few things in each, and now I'm going to cross them off. Like I'm going to get some done. I don't know. It's just a really different way of getting everything in your head out. What you also see there is where maybe some imbalance is too, where you've got heaps in one area, but you're really not staying on top of other things in your life. Okay. The other thing that I love to do, really, really amazing productivity hack, is time batching. So we talked about multitasking. When you're constantly changing task, you're 40% less efficient. So instead of doing that, maybe looking at the things you want to get done and going, well, what could I do in a batch? So for example, if you're going to clean out the Tupperware drawer and you're going to be in the kitchen, whilst you're there, because you're already in that space and you're in that mode, is there anything else you could do while in that space? Instead of cleaning out the Tupperware drawer and then going to your desk and booking in your dentist appointment and then going, I don't know, to the post office and sending off that present, like what can you batch? If you're at your desk or at your laptop, what can you do off your list all in one batch? Okay, time batching. I use this a lot in my business, right? So I will batch my content creation. So I will sit and do a whole hour of Instagram content. I'll just do lots of writing that then can be used in lots of different ways in my business, instead of every day creating content. So time batching, I hope that's making sense. Just let me know if it's not in the comments, is about really, while you're in that zone, doing as much as you can in that space instead of kind of coming back to it and going away and coming back to it. So time batching is really powerful because your brain is switched on to that area of your life. Okay. The evening review is a really beautiful way to go over your brain dump or your incompletes. Let's use that language now. And just really look at what happened, what worked, what didn't, what you got accomplished, celebrate your wins, what needs to be passed on for tomorrow, where were the time leaks, why didn't you get it done, and be really honest with yourself about that. So the evening review I find really helpful. Just before I go to bed, I look at my calendar for the next day. What have I got on? Sort of look at starting to batch down. Well, I could do that for an hour and I could do that for an hour. Right, or I've got a 2-hour window to do that. Or if you've got little kids at home, I've got 10 minutes to do that. and then I'm going to play with my kids, and then I'm going to get 10 minutes to do that, and then I'm going to play with them and make more snacks, and then I'm going to get 10 minutes. It might be small batches of time, but you're going to feel amazing at that evening review. And then the next thing is to really be protective of what you've decided you're going to do. So if tomorrow I've kind of gone, yeah, I'm going to try and get this, this, and this, and even if it's only 3 things done in my whole day, they're my priorities. But if then, like today, I was really in the groove, I was getting lots done, and my girlfriend up the road messaged me and said, hey, you want to go for a walk before school pickup? I was able to then look at what I promised myself I'd do for the day and go, can I move this? What's more important, or what I feel like I want to do more, right? Instead of just being a yes lady and going, yeah, I'll go for a walk, and then going, crap, I didn't get that thing done that I really promised myself I would. So can I move this? Yeah, I could move it to tomorrow. Yeah, I'll go for a walk. Consciously, intentionally, right? Not just jumping at every ding and ping and request, which is how our brains are actually functioning these days. So can I move this? Do I want to move this? Can I move it to somewhere else in my week and still get it done? Do I want to go for that coffee or go for that walk? Yes, I do. No, I don't. And I said to my girlfriend today, no, I'm committed to this today. Let's walk around the oval tonight at footy training, which is what we did. We did nearly 2.5 Ks. So it's choice and it's intentionality. Is that making sense? Stevie's just written, time batching has changed my life. Oh, so good. Yeah, it's really powerful, really powerful to just have those intense little bursts, even if it's 10 minutes, to just get stuff done. We do, we call it a 10-minute pickup, but we do after school, just before we're kind of getting into the nighttime dinner routines. The kids have come home, had a rest, hung out, played, had their snack, and then we're about to get into kind of dinner, bath, bed, all that sort of stuff. And I just put on some music and say 10-minute pickup, 10 minutes, and we go hell for leather. We tidy up, we do all the things that we need to do, put things away, lunch boxes out, we do it all, and it's done in 10 minutes with high vibes. So you can get a lot done when you're batching and really focused. Really focused. Okay. So I'm going to finish up with white space, and then you guys can toddle off to do whatever you need to do. Maybe an evening review, maybe a little dream journal before bed. Whatever's kind of jumped out at you tonight, I'm going to encourage you to kind of start implementing a few things and see what fits and what feels good to you. So, white space. Does anyone know what I mean when I say white space? Usually I say it, it's such language that I use and people are like, what's white space? White space is time in your diary, in your calendar, that has nothing in it. It's white, right? There's no writing. There's no color coding. I color code all my activities. There's nothing. It's white space. It's spare time. Spare time. It's not spare time. It's time. But you got nothing to do. Let me know if you're good at this. I know some of you are really good at this, knowing you as friends. Maybe rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being that you never allow yourself, because again, this is a choice, right? You never allow yourself to have white space. You fill up your day, you fill up your calendar, you always have something to do, you're very rarely still, you don't really sit down, you don't have alone time. Everything is highly scheduled. I'd love to know. That's a 1. 10 being you are really okay with having spare time, white space in your life. You're really good with that. You're good with silence. You're good with stillness. You like to just be. You do not fill up your whole day with action. 1, totally every minute of every day is got something in it. You can't have any white space. 10 being like you are totally like, yes, the more white space, the better. Where are you sitting? All right, I'm going to wait for them to roll in because there's a huge lag. So what I find with a lot of people, everyone, let's say everyone that I work with, is this sense of, if I'm not doing, if I'm not doing all the time, I'm not contributing to the world. If I'm not doing all the time, I am not worthy. I am not, I'm not part of society, right? Like, I need to be doing, and there's a lot of reasons for this, conditioning and imprinting and encoding from previous generations, but also just because we live in a consumerist capitalist society that pumps us out as workers from school, right? Be productive, get shit done, make sure you're always achieving. What's the next goal? Don't sit on your butt, don't be a couch potato. All this stuff that's thrown and projected at us, right? And we take it on board, right? So yeah, cool. Stevie's a 3, Bianca's a 5. I used to have a full schedule, always a 1, ever since I started allowing myself to rest. Yes, I found this white space concept is starting to play out, so maybe a 7. I have a lot of spare time, but usually feel lazy when I do. Okay, this is the thing, right? We have been trained to be worker bees. I want you to think about this. From the age of 5, we start schooling, for most of us, traditional schooling, and we are on a schedule. We have to be there at 10 to 9. We are allowed to leave at 3:30. We can eat at this time. We can go to the toilet at this time. We're taught things that will help us then become great workers. And I don't remember at school, I mean, we had playtime, obviously, and lunchtime, but I don't remember being taught the power of stillness, the power of just being. It was kind of always, we were always doing. And then you always had, there was always jobs to do. And then I always, I saw my parents work crazy full-time hours and overtime and weekend time. And, this is what we have to do to contribute and pay the bills and keep the roof over our head. And so this conditioning, this constant loop of, so if I'm still and I'm not doing anything, I'm lazy, right? I'm lazy. And this is so powerful if you're into human design, because as a projector, when I tell you that you should work 2 to 3 hours a day, most projectors resist this because they're like, hang on, no, 8-hour days. I'm like, what is an 8-hour day? An 8-hour day is just a concept that someone thought up. It's not even real, but we all follow it. 8-hour days, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, right? Unless you've broken out of that and you've started your own business or you become an entrepreneur, and even then it's still, our worth is linked with our output. So when we're not outputting, we're not worth anything. Is that landing? Our worth is so intricately entwined with our output, what we do for society, what we create. And I'm on a mission right now to help people see that you will do more and create more positivity for the world if you have more stillness, because clarity comes in the stillness. Knowing and learning about yourself comes in the stillness, the silence, the ability to listen. And I want you to play with this concept. That's why I'm just suggesting this with creating space, is if you are right down that lower end, you're a 3, you're a 1, you're a 5, how does it feel when you have nothing booked in for a day? How does that feel? Because I know for me, when I started playing with this, I was lost. I was aimless. And it even happened when my youngest went to school this year. I spent the first 4 or 5 weeks just like, because I actually didn't have to do anything between 9 and 3, as in no one's little life depended on me doing anything. I still had lots to do, but I was really lost. I wasn't anchored because I'd kind of That identity had shifted of, oh, I'm not needed 24/7. So it's such deep conditioning. Such deep conditioning. And so white space, if you want to play with this, get your diary out and put like a square around some white space and like, okay, this hour, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to have a job to do. I'm not just going to, I'll just tidy this up. And I encourage you in that space. You don't actually literally have to sit there for an hour, but you might sit there for 5 minutes and go, wow, this feels weird. I don't like this. And some discomfort will come up. And then you'll be like, what's that about? Wow, yeah, right. That's interesting because, I feel lazy. I feel really lazy. And there's a memory from when I was little and my mum used to say that I was lazy or that people that didn't work were lazy. Oh, yeah, right. And you have space to think, which can be really, really scary. A lot of people, a lot of women in particular, don't like being still. A lot of men. I shouldn't say that. A lot of people struggle to be still and silent because then they actually have to listen to their thoughts. They have to feel things, right? Because they're not just busy and doing. But we have to get really good at this because our adrenal systems are under siege. Our health is deteriorating. We're not sleeping well. As a society in general, we're getting by on sugar and caffeine. Our bodies are like, can I just have an hour? Can I just have 10 minutes? Can we just stop? Can we just be still? Can we actually enjoy this cup of tea for 5 minutes without you also paying the bills and also ordering, I don't know, the kids' lunch boxes and also thinking about this in what you're going to do in 5 hours' time? Can we just be present? And then the more you do it, the more you'll settle into it quicker and be like, okay, I've got an hour of white space. Like, what do I want to do? Like, what's going to feel really juicy and fun and amazing right now? You know what? I'm going to get my rug and a cup of tea and I'm going to read my book in the sun. Or I'm going to have a bath. Or I'm going to dance. Or I'm going to go for a walk. Or I'm going to journal. Or sometimes I actually go, I actually do want to write. But it's not coming from a place of shoulds. It's coming from a place of, that feels good. I want to do that right now. I'm going to write with no attachment to outcome of what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to write. I'm just going to sit in my garden. I'm just going to, like, so many things. I'm going to play with my dog. I'm going to play games with my kids. Please make space in your diary for the rest of this week. There's nothing that you have to do. Play around with it. It is really weird at the start, but it is so vital for your health, ladies. It is so important for clarity. And just see what comes up. The story about being lazy is a big one, right? I'm not productive. And I just want to remind you again, like, you have been conditioned that your worth is linked to your output and what you contribute. And it's just not true. That's just something that someone made up. Yeah. If you do the white space activity and something comes up for you and you feel like you want to bring it to the group, please do that, or message me, because I do know how unsettling it can feel to be still and silent. It's one of the hardest things for people to do. All right. Look back at your dream week or dream day that you wrote down at the start of the masterclass. Was there time in there just to be? Did you actually have white space in there? Was that part of the dream? Because quite often it is, nearly all the time it is, when I do this activity with women. And I'm like, wow, your heart is yearning for that. Your body is desiring that. It's there. You want it. Now let's reverse engineer how you can get there. How we decondition these thoughts so that you can actually create more of this. The times in my life when I have created more abundance, when more income has flown in through my business, when I felt more connected with my family and myself, is actually when I've done a whole ton less. When every fiber of my being was like, hustle harder, grind, get up earlier, do more, learn more, be better, be smarter, read more books, grind, hustle, grind, hustle. I did that for 8 years of my business. It was only last year that I changed. There was so much effort that I enjoyed nearly none of it. And I just was like, but if I can just work harder and I can just do more. My health went downhill. My relationships were struggling. I was never seeing my friends. They were always like, you're always working. And I was passionate and I loved what I was doing. But since deciding to hibernate for most of the last 12 months, to really strip it back, get simple, have white space, have whole days where I would just have no obligation to anyone and no intention of what I would achieve during that day. It was so weird. It was like taking on another personality, but I had to do it. And more abundance has flown in. More people asking me to work with them, more people coming to me, less grind, less chase, less hustle. It's been absolutely phenomenal. And I want that for you guys. I want you to know that we can totally go rogue on these thoughts and these stories that are told to us that more and faster and quicker and smarter and bigger and better is what you should be aiming for. It's not. It's not. It's the old cliche, the simple things, the slower life will bring you what you want. Being very intentional and very clear on what you're wanting to bring into your life. So look back at that dream day. Was there space? Did you just hang out in a hammock? Did you swim in the ocean? Did you cuddle up and read with your family? Like, I'm going to imagine there's probably going to be a lot of in there that was less doing and just being, more being. Yeah. So I'm going to invite you to choose 2 spaces in your week where you do nothing and put it into your planner and make it a weekly event. So I have Fridays where I have no appointments, no must-dos. And I decide sometimes on a Wednesday or on a Monday, I'm like, this Friday, I want to go for a bushwalk, which I'm doing this week. Or this Friday, I just want to hang out at home and watch telly and just bake and just do things that are good and feel really good for me. I have nothing booked in on Fridays because I want to have a whole day every week without the kids around where I just can be me and do whatever I'm called to do on that day. That's taken a long time to do. And it's still a temptation to fill it up. It's still a temptation to fill it up. Well, I could squeeze that in on Friday. Respecting my boundaries has been really huge in that. And it's just paying dividends. I'm so much more balanced. All right, let's go back to the comments, then I'll open up for Q&A. I hope that's been helpful for you. The workbook is there. Yes, Untamed. I really need to listen. I've got it on audio and I still have not listened to it. I really want to listen to it, not need to. I really want to listen to that book. I love following Glennon Doyle on Instagram. She's one of the few that I still follow. Yeah, totally. All right, ladies. So I know it's a long one again, but this is our masterclass. We go deeper. We take a bit longer. And then you see what can settle for you and what you want to take forward from here. The workbook is there, of course, to guide you. And then we'll come in I think it's July the 29th for our unpack and chat, where we'll go and we'll come in and just do a Zoom call and chat and see what you've tried, what worked, what was hard, what came up for you, the deconditioning that you're doing around some of your stories. and really kind of workshop some of that out. So I'm happy to hang if anyone has any aha moments or questions. Otherwise, you can jump off and go and do what you need to do. I know I've talked a lot today too. I've had a lot of coaching clients today, so I have talked a lot. And you can tell my brain, I've been trying to go to bed at 9:30. I might stop recording. Because anything past 9, I'm just not great. I'm trying to honor that. But, you know, you guys, once a month, I could do this for you. Maybe twice a month. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let me stop recording. I just also, before you guys maybe jump off, want to say that we're opening up the doors to this space again on the 31st of July. So if you have any friends, any women that you know that are feeling stuck and you think that this work can really help them, they maybe are seeking out a community, you guys are freaking awesome. Please let them know. They can jump on the wait list. They can contact me directly, or they can go to the link in my bio on Instagram. And I might just put the link here too for the wait list. So they can go on the wait list and then they'll get an email when the doors open. I'd love your help spreading it. I'd love to build this and grow this. I just know there's so many women that need this kind of community right now. So please pass it on to anyone you think would benefit. The link's there in the comments. So Stevie's just asked, social media post. Okay, so the social media posts I'm doing, the payments align with my values. I'm confused what to do. So are you saying that you're getting paid to do these social media posts? And I'm trying to think what your values were. Is it because that kind of work fits in around mothering and like it kind of is working for you, and so you're like, oh, do I scrap it or not? Is that what you're asking, hun? Oh, it's a little bit hard with one-way conversation here. Ellie, so just clarify that for me, Stevie. Ellie, I'm just super excited to try out the Daily Dream Day stream of consciousness. Yes, so I do mine every morning before I consume any content or anything comes into my world. I write what I am creating. I actually do mine in the past tense. I know I said to do it in the present tense in there, but I do mine in my part. So, I have a healthy, thriving family. I earn $10,000 a month doing work I love 2 to 3 hours a day. I have a very intimate and connected relationship with my husband. So I do it in the present tense. So what that does is tells the universe it's already happened, tells my brain it's already happened, and the universe then gives that to me. Okay, so Stevie, health. The payments are, you get paid in food. And I can, yeah, okay. So I'm going to ask you, what did you say? So can you just then tell me, so the positives of this is that it works around the kids, you don't have to pay for babysitters, and you get paid in healthy food. What's the downside? What's the negative side of doing it then? Bianca, how do I describe the Joy Society in a small paragraph? Well, how do you? Like, how do you find it? What are you getting out of it? What are you loving about it? I mean, to describe it, it's an online community helping women find more joy in their lives. We do monthly masterclasses. We have in-depth conversations. We get given tools to use to implement in our lives. But really, if you're talking to a girl, I'd be saying, oh my gosh, I thought of you because, you're really struggling with your mothering at the moment, or you keep telling me that you're really kind of lost yourself. That's usually the language women use, right? You've lost yourself. You're not feeling happy with this and that, This is a really great space that I'm in and I'm loving it for these reasons. Just from your heart is all good. I feel like I'm breaking up now, so hopefully you guys can hear me. So Stevie, come back at me with the negative, but what I'm thinking is for you, see if this lands. And also I know you're a manifester. So, okay, so here we go. Guilty. I feel guilty when I'm not doing it properly. I'd love to know what that means. Most of the time, I don't find doing it makes me happy. I hate being on my phone so much. So girlfriend, I'm going to give you permission to go, yes, okay, I get some healthy food. This is not in alignment. I'm not enjoying it. I don't want to do it anymore. It's not working for me. Because you're feeling big emotions. You're feeling guilt. It's probably on your mind all the time. You're on your phone, which is not in alignment with your values. It's not making you happy. Thank you so much. I've really appreciated it. It's not working out for me anymore. You'll need to find someone else to do it. You can pay for that food if you need to. You'll find other ways. You're very resourceful. You're a manifester. You need to do things that light you up and that make you happy. You need to do things on your own time frame. Manifestors are not here to do things for other people. Manifestors are not here to be guided by someone else's schedule. Thanks, Bianca. Mwah. Take care. So, yeah. Like, how does that feel? Like, as soon as you go, well, no, this actually does not work for me. I don't want to do it anymore. Step into that power, girl. Like, step into that and own that. She'll still love you. She'll find someone else. It's heavy, let it go. It's heavy, let it go. You're resourceful. You'll find other things. The other thing I want to say is when you create this space where you're putting your energy in and you're not happy and you're feeling guilty, right? Your energy is going here. It's not allowing other things to come in. Maybe other work or other avenues of income that will light you up, that will feel good, because these things are coming in, knocking on the door, and you're like, no, I'm doing this. It's like, oh, okay, well, we'll just go away, right? So shut that door, something else will come along. Trust in source, trust in that energy. I mean, the other way to look at it is to put some really clear guidelines and parameters around it. You know, I will do whatever, 2 posts a month or 2 posts a week, whatever you think works. And I'm going to batch that. So I'm going to write them all in an hour, and I'm going to schedule them, because you can get apps that can schedule them to social media. I'm just going to do it once a week for 2 hours. So you could put some really clear parameters around it. So you know that Monday night for 2 hours or 1 hour, whatever, you write, I mean, in an hour, you could probably bang out 5 or 6 posts. You could do a month's worth. And then you schedule it and it's done. Just another way you could look at it. Yeah. When we white knuckle something that we know is no longer serving us, we really close ourselves off for other opportunities. So I reckon there's other opportunities knocking down the door, but where your attention goes, your energy flows. So, and it'll impact on your friendship. It'll impact that energy. It's just going to be weird, right? Like, yeah, nah, you're a manifestor, babes. You do you on your schedule. You know what to do. You know what to do. Does that help? Hopefully that helps. All right, I'm going to go and have a cup cup of tea and do my journaling for the night and get ready for an amazing day tomorrow. So if you've got any more questions, pop them in, tag me or private message me, whatever works for you. And thanks for being here. Pretty cool to hang out. 62 comments. Love the interaction. So good. All right. Have an amazing, yes. Stevie's like, yes. Yeah. Good. All right, lovelies. I'm going to go. Big love to you all. You're all amazing. Can't wait to welcome in a few more incredible women to this space to grow the diversity and the stories and ripple out to them. And I really see you guys being kind of like the big sisters of the group, guiding them as they come in, and because you're going to be a few months ahead of where a lot of them will be at. So good. Love it. All right, Ali. See you, Stevie. Bye, everyone. Good night. Sweet dreams. And I'll see you soon. Ciao.